Thank you. Thank you. Get it off? I'm Johnny Carson. I have no place to go either. Lots of people just end up here.
Yeah.
I think we're both disappointed tonight, really. You thought I was going to be taller, and I thought you were going to be louder. Oh, this sounds good tonight. Is there a
Good crowd.
going-away party or something?
There could be.
No, you sound like we, You know you're in trouble. Last night we had an older group. You can tell right away whether it's a young in spirit audience. Last night, you know you're in trouble when you walk out, and you get applause by people knocking bedpans together. No, it was a strange group, you know, just weird. Kind of a group last night that would streak a convent. Well, I know it's spring and romance is in the air, but would somebody unlock the couple in the top row? You're going to set off the sprinkler system up there. It is this time of year. Don't you feel good in
I feel great.
spring?
Yes.
Officially now, the
Yes.
vernal equinox has
Yes.
caught up with the
Equinox.
summer solstice.
Yes.
I never could get that straight in school. But it's spring. And even in Burbank, where you have senior citizens, romance starts to take root in the spring. I went by the Burbank Park today, and there was this lovely, elderly couple on a park bench, and he leaned over to her and whispered those three little words. Call an ambulance. No, they didn't do that at all. Don't write me. No, there are signs of spring all over Southern California.
Yes.
Would you like to know some of them?
Yes, I would.
Over at his used car lot, Cal Worthington's hippo got a Winnebago in trouble.
That's spring.
That's spring. You know, I saw one in spring in Hollywood up on Sunset Boulevard. All the exhibitionists wear clean raincoats. It's, How are you, Tom?
Very well.
Oh, you look very sharp tonight. That's very natty.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is my streaking outfit.
That's your streaking outfit. They got Tom for streaking the other night,
Yeah.
but he beat the rap. Insufficient evidence. Well, I couldn't resist. You had to bring it up. No, Doc is off somewhere. Doc is at a closed breeding convention, isn't he? No, he and Liberace are trying to mate two of their suits. Did you know that? Spring is in the air. Well, let's go to the news and find out why these will never be called the good old days. Did you ever think in 20 years they're going to be talking about 1974's the good old days? There's good news and there's bad news. The good news is that gold today is selling at $138 an ounce. The bad news, that's exactly the price of gas. They are going bananas. But you say you... Remember a couple of weeks ago I said gas was going to be close to 70 cents within 2 or 3 weeks? And it happened today. Freddie went into a station. I went into a station today. I says, well, how much for a gallon of gas? The guy says, 67 cents. I said, can't you go any lower? And the guy says, yes, 67 cents. Look, that's an old joke, but you're an old audience. What do I care? No, it is crazy. I gave the guy a $20 bill today. He wiped the windshield with it. They don't care about money at all. Getting on rhythm here. Well, what else is happening? Here's an item I think you'll find semi-amusing. Who do you think is holding a convention up in the city of Las Vegas, Nevada? Wonderful straight man. The Funeral Directors of America are holding... They used to be, when I was growing up, they used to call them undertakers when I was a kid. They don't like that word anymore, right? It's funeral directors. See, if you say undertaker, it sounds like somebody died and they don't want anything to do with that. But can you imagine funeral directors in Las Vegas? Can't you see the house detective knocking on the door, yelling late at night, get your loved one out of there? 1, 2, 3. No, I think that's a perfect place to have a funeral directors convention. Vegas will see to it that their money gets perpetual care. You see what it is? There's nothing good in the news anymore. Everything is depressing. Read in the paper, there's nothing but muggings, rapes, killings, and that was just in Little Orphan Annie. But I want to tell you... But tonight, anyway... What? Charlton Heston is here tonight. This is going to be an interesting show. Charlton Heston. almost didn't let him in tonight. He had an odd number on his chariot, and they stopped him at the gate. We have Mr. Dom DeLuise from Lots of Luck right next door. And our resident zanies, who's going to do another crazy sketch for us tonight. The Ace Trucking Company is here. And a lovely lady, a special guest tonight, a very good friend of ours, Miss Lucille Ball. Oh, we'll be with you in just a few minutes. Thank you. We'll be right back after this word. Thank you. We're back.
Ah, yes.
This should be fun tonight. We got
Great
Lucy,
night.
Lucy with us tonight,
Wow.
Charlton Heston, the Ace Trucking Company,
Heavyweights.
and Dom DeLuise. Yeah, good show. You're going to be off tomorrow this week. Where Doc is in Florida?
I'm going to join him, oddly enough. We have all our travel.
why, is he coming apart?
Yes, of course.
Groucho Marx, 1937.
Yes. He's down in Tampa for something for the horse. There's a horse show, big horse show down there. And I'm down for a thing for the retarded children in St. Petersburg, right, adjoining that town. So we'll be together tomorrow night.
Good.
Be nice.
What was that definition? I can't do it on the air.
What?
Always remember a definition of a horse show.
What is it?
No, you can't do it on television. It's
Whisper
kinda
in my
cute.
ear.
What?
Whisper
No, that's
in my ear,
not
then
fair
they'll
to the
enjoy it.
audience.
What is it?
You can't do it.
Whisper.
You can't say it. All right.
All right. Do it. You can do
Fred,
it.
Fred's our producer. What do you think, Fred?
You can do it. Go ahead.
Some guy.
What is a horse show?
Well, some guy described the horse show once as a lot of horses showing their horses.
It's good. It's good to get that out of your system
These
every once in
people
a
will
while.
laugh. They'll probably cut it. Well, anyway. You're familiar with this book?
Oh, the Book of Records.
The Guinness
Yes.
Book of World Records. It's the new giant 1974 edition. And I don't believe it.
Before you do that, can I mention one thing that's kind of classy? Really. And I just saw it today. Do you know
Certainly.
we are in the World Book Encyclopedia? The Tonight Show.
Under
is
what
the
category?
It's a definition of television. That's pretty classy. When you
In the
make
World
the
Book?
the World Book. Now,
That's
very
right.
good. Congratulations.
They sent us a flyer on that. There were some
Yeah.
pictures, a lot of the members of the staff in there. Yeah,
That's
nice.
big,
That's
big
class.
time. Yeah.
The Guinness Book of Records.
Yeah.
You want it? It's full of thousands of them here, but I'm going to read some of the... People will do anything to get in the Guinness Book of Records. The longest engagement they have. They have a whole section on marriage and divorce. Longest engagement on records is one of 67 years. Between Octavio Guillen, 82, and Adriana Martinez, 82. They finally took the plunge in June 1969 in Mexico City. After an engagement of 67 years. Where do you plunge to after... What do you mean? 67 years. The longest marriage record is one of 86 years. That's what it says between, I can't even read the name, Sir Temulji Biahaje Nerman and Lady Nerman from 1853 to 1940.
Sounds like one of your characters.
It certainly does. Fred Nerman. They've married 86 years. The longest single unbroken apple peel. A lot of folks have asked about this.
Wait.
But am I making this up? The longest single unbroken apple peel on record is one of 130 feet, 8.5 inches, peeled by Frank Freer of the United States. In 8 hours at Wolcott, New York on October 17th, 1971. The apple was 15 inches in circumference, and they have that in the Guinness Book of Records. Now, that's the kind of crazy stuff. Would you like to hear a couple more?
Sure.
Ball punching. Ball punching. Ron Ranulph, Australia, equaled his own world duration ball punching record of 125 hours, 20 minutes on December 31st, 1955. I suppose it's the punching bag is what they're talking about, isn't it? Brick throwing. The greatest reported distance for throwing a standard 5-pound building brick is 135 feet 8 inches by Robert Gardner of Stroud, Gloucestershire, England. Isn't that fascinating?
Yes.
Crawling. Here's one you might be interested in, the longest crawl. They don't know if they know, but you haven't. On hands and knees on record was one of 5.53 miles in 9 hours and 16 minutes by Morgan Remmel, 38 of Denmark. They make those names up, I think. Face slapping? They made a commercial out of this one, I think.
Right.
Alka-Seltzer or somebody made a commercial. The face-slapping contest duration record was set in Kiev, the United States Socialist Republic, in 1931. A draw was declared after 30 hours. And they give the names which you won't believe. Vasily Bednurov and Gunishnik. They slap each other for 30. Well, what else you got to do over there? The most kissing. Here's one you'd be interested in. The most prolonged osculatory marathon in cinematic history, motion pictures, is one of 185 seconds. Now, you'll never guess who set that record. If you sat here forever, which we have been.
Yes.
By Regis Toomey and Jane Wyman in You're in the Army Now in 1940. Regis Toomey and Jane Wyman kissed for 130 seconds. Yeah. Anyway, it's full of stuff like this. It's absolutely incredible. World Guinness Book of Records. It's rather fascinating reading. Interesting, right?
That's great. I love books like that. I like a book that puts it all together between two covers. I like a book that tells you all there is to know about a thing in one shot. Why go back and look at another book if you can get it all in one book?
You're right. They did a wonderful job.
That's all there is.
That's it?
Yeah.
It's just absolutely so complete.
That's the end of it.
It's the end of this book, but unfortunately, this book, you see, went to press. It's a 74 edition, but it went to press several months ago.
Oh.
Since then,
There have been additions?
there have been additional records that the Guinness Book did not have on the plates and could not print.
Do we have them?
Yes, we do.
Oh, good.
We have some here that they'll probably be in the next book. They're strange. The world's weirdest book, the Guinness Book of Records. They didn't have that in there. World's strangest funeral goes to Ewell Gibbons' father, Buford Gibbons, who requested that his body be tied to 4 squirrels so that he'd be laid to rest in a hollow tree. Wasn't in the book. The world's most pointless television game show. Now, there are a lot of entries in this field. 11 shows were tied for second in pointless television game shows, but the winner was Bob Barker's new show, Bowling for Towels. The world's beer drinking record is held by Gunther Gabel Wilhelms, who drank 212 pitchers of beer in one sitting. And he's expected to claim his award as soon as he comes out of the men's room sometime in early October. The world's longest child labor. The mother was Mrs. Penelope Sagan, who was in labor for 12 days. Oddly enough, the birth took place in a yellow cab stuck in traffic on the Harbor Freeway, so that's understandable. Here's one they don't have in here, the world's strangest patent. In 1967, Alfred E. Moldman invented Teflon underwear. Here's the world's longest war. I'll bet you didn't know this one. Started in 1921 between Peru and Sao Paulo. Hostilities were supposed to end in 1922, but the president of Peru, Pedro Pancho Pepitito, sent to Sao Paulo to pronounce the proposal of the peace pact, stutters over the letter P, and he has spent the last 53 years trying to say his name. He is still down there. That is still officially the longest war. The world's fastest man was Irving Furman, who ate so many hamburgers at a local McDonald's that when he tried to leave, he got stuck between the golden arches. That is not easy to do. World's most useless medical discovery was by Dr. Sidney Koch, who tried to treat sex problems with acupuncture. Here's the world's stupidest hobby. Harmon Garnett won the award for his hobby, which was painting other people's homes while they slept. The world's most painful streak was by Bernie Yutzman, who ended his streak of the 42nd Street IRT subway station by vaulting over a lock turnstile and almost making it. And we have one final one here. The world's loudest scream. That's right. Bernie Yutzman again. Just a few little records there we have. So this is what in that book. We'll be back in a moment with Lucille Ball, Don DeLuise, Chuck Heston, and the Ace Trucking Company after this brief respite. My first guest this evening I consider a good friend, and I have tremendous admiration for her. She's the first lady of television, as far as I'm concerned, and for the past, it's hard to believe, for the past 22 years, starting with I Love Lucy, The Lucy Show, and Here's Lucy, has been just incredible. And lately she's added another remarkable achievement to her career by playing the lead in the new motion picture Mame, which is out. Would you welcome, please, Lucille Ball?
Yeah.
What a hand. Don't do those takes. What a hand.
My God, it's a surprise to see you here.
What do you... Filling in for Joey Bishop tonight. That's all I'm doing while Joey is off.
Thank God.
How are you, love?
Not that I don't like Joey Bishop.
I know. It's nice to see you.
Thank you very much. Are you still happy?
What do you mean, still happy?
Well, you get married a lot.
I've only been... Oh, you're bloated for bear tonight. This is my third marriage, and you know Joanna
you don't
very
have to
well,
apologize.
and she's a lovely, lovely
I wish
girl.
you something on your wedding night that I have had for 12 years.
Oh, I
the
remember
greatest
that, yes.
happiness, and that I really mean. With Gary...
I remember that night at our party at the
Well, you
Beverly
better
Hills. You
remember.
stood
It
up.
was your wedding night.
That was right. And the start of our 11th year, you got up and said, I hope you're as happy every year that I've been the last 12, which is very nice.
That's right.
And it's nice to see you. You've been
Thank
out on
you.
tour, I know, and you said back in the dress... We just said hello in the dressing room because you don't like to talk before the show.
I
right?
don't like to talk to you anytime.
And all you... And she said, now, ask me something that you're really interested in tonight, right about
Is there anything that you're interested in, Johnny?
Yes.
About me? What?
How old were you, for example?
How old?
No. How old were you?
He didn't mean that.
I didn't mean how old.
He didn't mean
I
that,
would
please.
never ask a lady's
He
age.
wouldn't ask that.
No, I'm not
I've
how
been here
old
with
are
him
you?
11 and a half years. He's never asked that of a lady.
I haven't lost my hearing.
No, you didn't let me finish. All you heard was how old, and I said, I was going to say, how old were you when you first lost your virginity? I just wanted to see one of those takes again.
That's the kind of a take that you make when you walk into that hotel in Atlanta.
Yeah.
What do you
The
call
profanity corner.
No.
What? That's called the profanity
No, the hotel in
corner.
Atlanta.
That's what they call it. It's
the Regency Hyatt House. It's called the... Oh, my God.
Oh, when you walk in and see that open to the...
Oh, this hotel is not to be... I have been on a tour.
You've been all over the country, haven't you?
I think so. I'm not
Yeah.
sure where I've been. Oh, my word. It
Gary
has
said
been
something about 35
sensational.
cities or something like that?
No,
Nothing.
not that many cities, but 235 interviews, you know,
Oh.
and seeing people from that many cities. But it has been fabulous. But that hotel in Atlanta put me away, and it's called the Oh My God
Yeah, because-
entrance, because everybody goes, I mean, they can't get their mouth closed. They have one.
Did you get
in-
around to answering that question?
What question?
No, that question... That question was just for a little shock value. Just
Well,
to
it
see if
certainly worked.
You were paying attention. Did you do... Does the tour... The short naps are wonderful, aren't they?
Yeah.
Was the tour a grind, or did you have any
The
fun at
tour
all?
was a grind, and I had a lot of fun, and I got a lot accomplished, and I felt very good about it because the three people that knocked the picture were the three people that should,
Yeah.
and the rest of the people were great.
Somebody told me when it opened. Is it open in New York already, hasn't it?
Yes,
It was
and
one of the
it's
biggest
breaking
grossing
records, and
record
thank
pictures
God
ever started.
It's breaking records with the kind of people that I wanted to break records with.
That's the people who go see pictures.
No, it's the people that
Oh.
haven't been going to see pictures. You see how wrong you
just
can
like
be,
I said,
Johnny?
the people who haven't, but would like to see, or know people who have seen pictures.
No, but I think
Or have
there
a picture
are
in their
lot of
wallet.
great big lines around, not necessarily bad pictures.
Yeah.
They're great pictures, some of them. But I made a family picture, and I stuck my neck out, and so did Warner's,
Right.
and so did Mr. Fryer, and a lot of people, you know, that were connected with it. But thank God it's breaking what is your name again?
She's doing those delayed long things tonight.
No, seriously.
Seriously,
I'm very, very happy with what's happened.
Are you
Leave me
really?
alone, will you, Ed?
What am I doing? I'm helping you. I'm supporting you.
I'm glad it's a big hit for you.
Well,
really.
so far, it's off to a great start, and I'm very, very proud because I'm proud of everything that we did. And I felt that there were a lot of people that, en masse, could not go. I mean, en famille could not go to the theater. It was just sort of the young people that were lining up, you know. And I'm not saying this is a picture just for older people, but I mean for the entire family. I was trying to make a picture.
It's not a pornographic picture.
No, John.
That's what you're trying to say. And you can take the family and your friends and your mother and
Right.
your sweetheart.
Right.
If your wife doesn't find out.
Right.
You got me on a roll. We're going to take a break here, but we're coming
You're
right
always
back.
taking a
Yes,
break.
we are. We
That's
have
the way
to
you pay
sell
the
something.
bills,
That's
isn't it?
right. We have returned. We're back on the air now. Are you two holding hands? He's comforting, isn't he? He's
We had a
comforted
great,
many a damsel.
We had a great week together. We worked together. I worked on Lucy's show early in the season.
That's right.
Sensational.
He's a fine pro. I like pros.
Yeah.
I like pros that show up.
I'm here tonight.
No.
Oh.
But I only said that to say how much I miss you when you're not here, Johnny. I
Oh, that's
really
sweet.
mean it.
Well, thank you, darling. That's
I
very nice.
really mean it. We really miss you when you're not
Well,
here.
I have to get away occasionally, you know.
I can understand that. I can understand that.
And you're getting away from your series, too, I read after...
Please don't touch me,
Oh,
Johnny.
excuse me. Move the sequin out of position there. Boy, when they're big. After
No,
tw-
when they're tired.
After 23...
You're liable to knock me over.
After 23 years, I read in the paper the other day of Lucy, I Love Lucy, and here, Lucy, you're not going to do a series anymore, right? Or the Lucy series.
I'm not leaving CBS, and I have other things to do, and I'd rather you didn't mention 23 years.
Well, I think that's a remarkable
You know
record.
something? You know something? For the last 4 or 5 years, this is the truth.
Yeah.
I have been going into supermarkets or department stores and or whatever, walking along the street, and people will stop me and say, "Why did you leave? Why aren't you doing your show anymore?" And I said, "I have never quit.
Right.
It's been years. I was off once for a year and a half
Right.
or something." And I said, "You know, you're not watching Monday nights. You're watching all the reruns, so you're not even going to know that I'm off. I have 6 years of reruns yet to go."
And that's just in the morning.
Yeah. But it's true. Absolutely true. People say, "Why did you quit?" And I haven't quit at all. I've been working my thing off.
But you're going to stay in television. You're going to do specials and...
Yes, I have a
be
couple of
picture.
specials, and I have some things that I want to do. And my daughter, Lucy, is not with us, so
Right.
I can't even think of the word. It calls for a change of format, because
Right.
Lucy's on the road doing the National Company of Seesaw. And so Gail and I are on our own, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so we might as well do a couple of specials. I don't know with whom or where, but that's what CBS wants, and I'm with CBS, and that's fine.
Hey, all your kids are doing well. Lucy's on the road.
You know, all my kids. I only got 2.
Well, look, all of them. Both of them.
Both of them are doing...
That's all, isn't it? That's all, isn't it? 2 is
Both
all?
my kids are doing well. They're learning. They're making their mistakes on their own. See, that's good.
Yeah, that's right. Don't you exercise a certain amount of control, don't you? I mean,
No,
giving them advice.
not anymore.
Really?
I've given them all the advice that I can give them, and I've given them all the training that I can give them. They're out on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just leave.
Suppose one of them came to you and said, "Hey, Mom, they want me to be in one of them nude pictures. You
Oh,
know, it's an
well.
X-rated picture."
First
Would you
of
give them some
all-
advice then?
You bet your thing. You bet your bippy. They wouldn't come to me with that because they're beyond that. They know that that's prostitution, and they wouldn't do it. And they don't need. No, they don't need it. I feel sorry for the young people that do need it because they're being exploited. Don't look at me like
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
This is not a string. I actually can do
Okay,
this.
I think that the young people are being exploited, that are a little hungry. Don't laugh at him. Don't make him think that he's saying the right thing all the time. Have a stern face occasionally.
Yes, I will.
Well, I think you're right.
No, it's serious. I'm very serious about it because they are being exploited. There are porno jobs around for people who think they have to work. They'd rather, work than be an unemployed actor. I'd rather be an unemployed gas employee, or that's the wrong thing to say right now, isn't it? But anyway, my kids would not come and ask that question because they would know the answer.
Well, that's interesting. That's what I wanted to know. Yeah. What? Here's your son.
Yes. You're not going to get away with that. Coming over to my seat and leaving. Thank you. I don't know. I just brought it up.
We've been hoping you'd come home for a long time, son. Had ads in the papers and everything.
Have you been hurt in the war?
What? What are you talking about? The cane?
This?
No, it means nothing.
I'm glad.
Leave it alone.
I thought you had something,
Huh?
No, I thought you really had something wrong.
No, well, actually, I do, but it's an old injury, a football injury, and every time the weather acts up, my knee kind of
He's
acts
21. Look at the old...
What do you mean, old football injury? It's like my old war injury. I have this piece of shrapnel.
Yes.
That I pick up in my
What was
back.
her last name?
Wait. You're right. It happened in St. Louis, as a matter of fact. Hotel Clyde.
Hey, you found time to come over here and say hello to your old,
I
poor old
sure
mother,
did.
huh?
I'm doing Lampoon right next door.
Well, that's a new
Don't
show
be
that they're
pushing
working on.
another show.
Well, that's why I came over, actually.
Oh!
No,
I
came
haven't
over.
seen you in weeks. That's why you came over.
Why don't you ever write? That's what my mother always says.
Oh, well, you've been away.
49
I've been
years
here.
old.
I've been
That'd be
working,
Mother
but you've
says.
been away going all over the country with the movie.
Have you seen the picture
And I want to
yet?
congratulate you. No, I haven't seen the movie yet.
See?
No, but I saw... what do you mean, see? All of a sudden, everybody's picking on me.
Well, you were invited to the preview. Where were you?
I was working. I have things to do.
Mothers
I
never
work.
change, do they? Where were you?
Have
You were
been taking
invited.
care of yourself?
Yes, I have. I've been working very hard. I'm doing the thing over with Schlatter, and I'm doing another show on another network that we don't want to get
The
into.
rash clear up all right? I don't know. I'm just trying to get in here.
Johnny, jump in
I
anytime.
just want to feel like a father.
Jump in anytime. It's all right.
I just want to know one thing. With whom are you in love today?
No one. Only you.
Does she ask
you.
about...
Well, you heard me. I
Yeah.
haven't seen him in weeks.
Really, we haven't seen each other in a couple of weeks. We get together every now and then. We have dinner together and say hi and how have you been and what's going on, and that's about
I
it.
keep up with his romances, and I try to keep his room in order.
Just in case...
In case he wants to come back.
Do you really keep a room there ready?
Well, his room is there, but it's full of boxes
Yeah.
of things that I'm not sure.
You don't want to go into that. Millions of people are watching.
But they know, they recognize. They have rooms with boxes sitting there.
Sure they do.
And they have animals in the backyard that their kids
You know, all of a
bring
sudden,
home.
I'm feeling like Ralph Edwards. Remember this voice? Yes, that's right. Guess who that is, folks? Get him, Bobby.
Well, I want to thank you for this get-together. I really
I
do.
didn't
It was
know.
a
I'm
big
delighted.
surprise to me.
Well, it was a surprise to me, too. You walked in and surprised me. I'm just glad to see you.
Thank you, darling. I'm
Thank
leaving
you.
in a couple of days again.
You are.
You see?
See?
You see?
I
Yes,
wanted to say hello to Johnny and
Hey,
Ed
thank
and
you.
Well, Johnny is hard to catch up with.
I'd never see Johnny. Last time I saw Johnny, he was in the back seat of my Aston Martin. I was taking him home.
That's right. I would no. My car broke down. My car broke down one night.
Where was this?
What?
Where was this?
I had a
Years ago.
Years ago. Hubcap, and I was out pumping up the tire. I had a little hand pump, and your son came along and said, "Hey, I've got an Aston Martin." Well, I thought he said. Anyway, it's a long story. I don't want to go into it. Thanks for the lift. We'll be right back after a word from one of our sponsors. Well, we have to say goodbye to one member of the clan. You going back? You rehearsing Lampoon right now?
Yeah.
Down the hall?
Yeah, we're doing Lampoon right now, and I'm going to go back and finish it up. I just wanted to say hello.
Hey, thanks for dropping. This was fun.
Thank you.
Really.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Thanks, Dad.
Bye, John.
Talk to you in a day or so.
Hello, honey. When he first walked in with a cane, I thought he'd...
Scared me
what
to
you did a
death.
couple of
I
years
thought
ago
he had
with
a...
the skiing business.
Yeah.
How is that? Is that the...
My leg is so strong that the other one's got to catch up with it.
So you got that all fixed up from
The
skiing?
leg is sensational.
That's
All you have to have is Anna White, the choreographer on MAME, and you're set for life.
Are you going to stay off skis now?
I can't ski downhill, but I ski
Well, it's
tour.
not
I've
easy
already.
skiing uphill.
I've
Like an idiot going
toured
out there.
already.
Yeah.
You ought to try that.
What's that? Ski tour?
Ski tour, cross country skiing, no downhill. That's all.
That's very tiring, isn't it?
No, it's sensational.
Like I said,
You're
it's
out
easy.
in...
It's downhill. And...
No, really, it's the outfit that you have on is easier, and you just walk, and it's good for the. Don't make fun of me, Johnny.
It's funny, you tickle me tonight. Oh, really? That's right. We're going to see Groucho later. I've got it on my mind because we're going to dinner for Jack Benny tonight,
Yes.
and you're going to be there, and
God bless him.
Jack Benny and George Burns and Groucho Marx and Bob Hope and Roz Russell on the dais, and you, which should be a lot of fun.
Do I have to speak?
Just speak a little.
No, I
Yes.
have no speech ready.
Oh yes,
I love you, Jack. That's all.
Well, but we can punch that up a little. Can you stay for a little while when
No.
while Dom comes out?
Dom who?
Dom DeLuise.
Oh,
he loves
yes.
you. He's a great admirer of yours.
Yes.
And he says, I hope Lucy stays for a few minutes while I'm...
Oh, I loved him. I
All
wrote
right.
him a fan letter.
Well, coming from you, that's a high compliment. Would you welcome from next door, from Lots of Luck, Mr. Dom DeLuise.
Hello. Oh, what a...
First of all,
terrific show. Yes.
I want you to know if your kids walk out here, this is going to be disgraceful. I don't want...
Well, they'll be in diapers. Mine are in diapers.
That's right.
But it must be terrific to have a big boy like that. Does it feel good to have a big... And then to be a mother. You know, you've entertained us for years, and then all of a sudden you became a mother. And talking about his room and his boxes and things. It's cute.
Would you like to be a mother?
No. Well, maybe for an hour or so. I don't know. No.
Yeah, it is sort of nice for him to come in.
He's a good boy. You know what he said? He said, I want to surprise her. How do you get out there? You know, so I showed him where the crack was.
Sure.
And,
We refer to it as our stage opening. It's,
stage opening.
It'll be a crack on your show if you want it, but on our show, it's the entrance, we call it here. We don't call it a crack in the wall. You're on prime time, and of course, it's crack over there.
Well, on prime time we call it a crack, but that's, that's different. Okay.
I was going to mention this before you came out.
Yes?
You're going to be a guest star on Medical Center?
Medical Center. Isn't that something? Yeah, I think that's serious. I have no disease, but it's a very serious, I have a...
I mean, you don't have to have
an
it.
itch. No, you don't... Well, that's what everybody says to me. I said, I'm doing a medical center, and they said, well, what have you got? And I said, oh, it's it's 7 days' work is what it was, But they said, no, what? I said, what sickness? And I said, well, it's a little kid that's very sick. And
I see.
it's wonderful to do serious.
Dramatic role?
Yeah. I want to talk about, can I jump quickly to Maine?
Well, you can jump any place you want.
Okay. to Maine, I want to talk about the relationship between the boy and Lucy in the film. It was just...
That's right. You saw one of the previews.
Oh, and my wife and I just was so moved by it. Like when you clap for a film. That's
what?
When you go like this.
Oh, applause.
For a movie.
See, on your set, you say clap. Here, we say
Clap.
applaud.
We say clap,
Yeah.
applaud. When you come in the crack.
It's going to be a long night here on the farm.
Just go right ahead.
Anyway, I found myself clapping along with all the people, the 200 or so people that were seeing the film. We were just cheering, for the film. And then I was crying because of the relationship between the boy and Lucy. And I think that you're an incredible actress. And I want to thank you publicly for all those wonderful years. You should have been on all that time, and you should not leave us. You were wonderful. I know you're not leaving. I mean...
I'm not leaving. I just...
What with a family reunion and everything, it's getting pretty teary here tonight.
I have 6 years product and a couple of things that I want to do. And I'm so happy that you spoke about that little boy. His name, get the name.
Yeah.
Kirby Furlong.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, Kirby
Oh, nobody
Furlong.
is named Kirby Furlong.
And they found him in a bread commercial. He was 8.5 when they found him. He was 10 when we finished the picture. And he is an unusual little boy, and it was very easy to do those scenes with him because
You could really fall in love with
on
him.
or off, I was madly in love with this child. We couldn't even say good night every evening, and without crying.
Well, it showed. It showed. That kind of
He
thing
is
showed.
something. He's a natural.
Hi, anytime.
Hi, Don. No, it's all right.
One of the things that I had to do in the medical center was to be in love with a little boy who was not my son, but like adopted.
Well, you should find that easy to do.
Yeah, I'm crazy about kids.
How many do you
And
have?
I have three boys. And it's hard.
I have 3 also.
Do you?
Want to get in there once in a while. So people don't think I'm off.
No, don't you think that it's difficult to discipline children? Yes.
Yes.
I do. You know.
Yes, it is.
Because
It's
you
tougher to
always
discipline
think that
3 of them.
That they're going to be happy. You know, you think that they're.
Safe. Right.
You know, but what happened? Let me tell you a story. All right?
Okay, I think. Can you?
Not now. Later.
No. We'll all want to hear the story
Sure.
when we come back.
I'm going to get like Cheryl. I don't know what I do. What did I say wrong?
We're gonna, I think, continue after we do this. So you stay with us, folks. Banana City here. Bruce, I know we have to say goodnight to you because you have to go and you've got to change and get ready to go to this function tonight. And I thank you
will
for
show
coming,
up,
really.
won't you,
I
Johnny?
certainly will be.
And thank you very much. It's been a pleasure seeing you.
Thank you, Louis. Really.
Thank you.
She's got a lot of courage. You see,
Yeah.
she stood up, she
Style.
took a bow, and went out the crack.
You see, out the entrance, out the exit,
entrance,
out the
but
exit.
I mean, it is like a crack. She's terrific.
Now, what was the story you were going to tell?
Well, first of all, I want to tell you that I would like, since this is a departure for me to do a serious piece of work, it is on March 25th, which is next Monday, on Medical Center. And I want to say one word about Chad Everett, who it was interesting. They had a lot of trouble when they were filming our scenes together because they couldn't tell us apart in the bright lights. That's true. He's terrific. He laughs. He's got such enthusiasm. And that's the nice thing, because you're here a long time. You're zestful about your work. He's been there 5 years, and they were so enthusiastic as I was about it, you know.
Yeah.
So it was a nice departure for me.
That should be something. Have you ever done a straight dramatic role?
Not really. At home, I'm very dramatic. You know, what's happening here? You know, I mean, you know, out, get out. You know, who took my celery? You know, something.
Everybody who does comedy or spent their life doing light comedy acting always wants to get ahead.
You want to do it.
Yeah, to
you
see
know?
if you can really handle it.
And you always think you have potential, you know, that you have potential for great tragedy. And this gave me a nice opportunity. It was more fun than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be very serious. But as you do a scene where you have to cry or something, they all cheer and you know, they go, yippee! At the end of it, you know. They're very silly.
Look forward to it.
Good.
You know, we talked a lot about your dad last time he was on the show, who must have been a fascinating man. He never got a chance to see you on television, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, he thought it was terrific. He said, that's nice. You do nice. I said, okay, nice. Come on, let's eat, you know.
It wasn't all that important, huh?
Yeah, he liked it. He would say,
glad.
God bless,
God
which
bless
is God bless you. And he had an accent, obviously, and he would call breakfast. He would say breakfast. I have a nice breakfast. He was a terrific man. I really liked him a lot.
You can tell that when you talk about him.
And he would
but
say,
I
what
never
the hell is
realized
going on here? A lot.
What the hell is going on?
Yeah. And he would yell. He would just scream. If somebody came along and picked his hedges, you know hedges. You know what hedges are?
Of course I know what hedges are.
I don't know. I think of you as behind that
48 years
chair for
old.
your whole life. I just think, I know, but
Growing out of the ground, you clip them.
Yeah, and he used to clip them very, you know, and then put
I know
them,
hollyhocks, too, and all those things.
They never heard holly. Anyway, if you picked his hedges, in one place, there used to be like a little hole in his hedges, and he would look out his window and just watch if anybody walked by, you know, and he would just yell at you if you picked his hedges. And one time my aunt, Mother Lane, she was a very dignified lady. She would walk, you know, she was very dignified. But she used to like to pick a hedge and stick it in her mouth. And my father, out the window, just saw this hand, and he said, hey, what the hell? Don't go on! Get out of the way! You know, and her hat when this very dignified lady just went, "Hey, Juwan, it's me." I said, "I'm sorry, it's Mother Lane. I thought it was something." You know. Very strange. My family liked that story a lot.
That's the strangest question I've been asked in a long time. Do you know what hedges are?
Well, you know, because you think of you as sitting here.
I wasn't born by this
playing
desk,
with your pencil.
I wasn't incubated here.
No,
I actually
understand, but
lived another life, you know.
As being here all the time, doing your pencil.
No, I actually have been away from here. I've been out and seen trees.
That's right. You have a whole life.
And forests, and I've seen hedges.
Well, and our story was about hedges. All right, anyway, discipline. I mean, I try to be very gentle but firm with my children. So hard. That's very hard to do that. And one time, Peter was beating Michael up. Peter's 7, Michael's 5, and Michael's really little. And I said, no more hitting, you understand? No more hitting, no hitting allowed. Use words. Hit a pillow, kick a can, but don't hit your brother. Do you understand that? Nice, as gently, as firm as I could. And the next thing, I come into the room. May I use your neck a minute? And Peter was choking Michael and sitting on his chest, and he was going like this, you know. And I said, "What's going on? What's going on here?" And my words must have rung in his ear, and he said, "It's an accident."
It's an accident?
I said, "It's a mistake. It's a mistake." And I don't know what to do.
It's an accident.
It's an accident. You know, choking. He was choking him.
What are you doing? Nothing is what you usually get. Nothing. What are you doing? Nothing.
And then to wait. How do you teach them? By giving them a swat? What do you do? What did you do?
Some people say you should whack a child. Some psychiatrists say it doesn't do any good to strike a child, because you usually strike a child when you're angry.
When you're angry, hit.
Usually, you're teaching him. Yeah, that's the trouble. You usually hit a child in anger, and then later on you calm down, and he figures that's the way you should do it.
Yeah. Well, it's very hard. Sometimes when I'm mad, I hit. I don't know what to do. The next thing I see is just blue. I see my fingerprints on an
Brothers are going to fight occasionally. They're going to fight.
Oh, they're going to fight until they're 18, I guess.
Sure, all their life.
Very hard.
That's catchy. We have the Ace Trucking Company, and Charlton Heston will join us.
Oh, my God. Is he going to part the Red Sea
He's going to part your hair right here on the...
Lots of luck.
Yes. The Ace Trucking Company is with us tonight. They're 4 very talented guys who appear also individually in television and motion pictures. They will be at the Blue Max in Chicago, April 1st through the 6th, and will be working in Pasadena at the Ice House through Sunday. Would you welcome Mike Mislove, Fred Willard, George Memely, and Bill Saluga, the Ace Trucking Company.
Okay.
Well, what do you think, Danny?
I don't know. I hate to close up this early on a Saturday night.
Wait a minute, Danny. I see some headlights coming up the highway there.
I hope they pull in here.
Well, they have to. I got the barricade up. I'll go out and get them. You're right this way, sir. Danny, a customer.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
I wanted to get a hamburger.
You have a reservation?
No. That's okay. I can go down the road to the other.
That's all right. Michael? Customer front.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
I wanted to get a hamburger.
I see, sir. Do you have a reservation?
No, I don't.
No reservation. How many in your party, sir?
Just myself.
Table for 1. I want to keep this open. Let's play it by ear. Put him there temporarily.
All right. Fine, sir. Would you step this way, please? Oh, sir, 1 second. Before you step into the dining room, we do have a very strict jacket and tie policy here at Denny's.
Oh, well, that's all right. I'll go
That's
down
all
the
right,
road.
sir. We have a house code here for you. There you go, sir. Now you look like a gentleman.
Just keeps the riffraff out, sir. You'll be more comfortable, and we'll be more comfortable.
Right, sir. And we'll waive the tie.
Oh, thank you.
That's quite all right. Just step right this way, sir. Just have a seat.
Now, will you be ordering wine with your meal, sir?
No, I just want a hamburger and a cup of coffee.
Let me step down to the cellar and pick out something that might be just right for the
I think the
occasion.
Bourgeois 62 would be very nice. Now, sir, what would you like to start with?
Just a hamburger.
I see. La hamburger ordinaire. Very good, sir. I'll try to rush this order in very quickly, sir, because there is no serving during the show.
Show?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Danny's on the Turnpike. We have quite a show lined up here for you tonight. Sit back and relax, enjoy yourself. As I look around, I see a lot of old friends have dropped in to say hello. And also a lot of new faces out there in the audience tonight. And we certainly hope that from now on, you'll make Danny's your home for entertainment. Anyone out there from out of town? Any out-of-towners in the house tonight? Well, where are you from, sir?
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, Ohio. Anyone further away than that? How about west of the Mississippi? How about California or Alaska? How about the Virgin Islands? Well, wherever you're from, wherever you're going, sit back and enjoy the show. We have a whopper of a show lined up for you. A little later on, of course, we have a drawing for a fantastic door prize. Every night guaranteed a winner. Right now, let's get into the heart of the entertainment. The next performer, our first artist, has studied his craft in the Far East, has studied in the Orient, where he has mastered the magic art of penetrating men's minds. Call it telepathy, call it ESP, call it black magic. We call it pure entertainment. Welcome, if you will, the man who sees all and knows all, Dr. Obvioso.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For my first feat of ESP, I'll need a volunteer from our audience.
I have a gentleman right here, Doctor.
You have a gentleman. Sir, would you concentrate very carefully, please? Sir, you've just traveled over a very long distance.
No.
Sir, you seem to have a business problem that's been troubling you lately.
No.
You also have an emotional problem that's been troubling you.
No.
Sir, would you concentrate very carefully, please? You are married?
No.
Does the name Ruth mean anything to you?
No.
The number 21?
No.
Sir, do the initials RB mean anything to you?
No.
How about LM?
No.
RVB?
No.
PBY?
No.
Sir, have you ever seen me before? Have we ever met?
No.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Obvioso, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, back on and take it in now, Dr. Obvioso. And that is 7 nights a week. I don't know how he does it. Well, right now, before start time, as you've been waiting for, is the drawing of our fantastic door prize. Each and every guest tonight received a guest check with a corresponding number which is on a lucky ticket. That ticket is dropped in our Lucky Fish Bowl. And our prizes tonight include round-trip, all-expenses-paid tour for 2 to Honolulu, Hawaii, $5,000 in cash, a 25-inch color television set, and what is the bonus prize tonight? It's the Vega, Danny. All right. So look at that lucky ticket, and round she goes, and where she stops, nobody knows. And here is the lucky number. 24769. Number 24769.
I have number 1.
Number 24769. Do we have a winner? We don't have a winner. There is no winner tonight. That is a disappointment, ladies and gentlemen. But come back. Even though you have not won tonight, you are eligible to compete in future drawings. Well, right now it is start time, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been in any of the entertainment capitals of the world, I'm talking about London, Miami Beach, Las Vegas, or Hollywood, the next name is synonymous with comedy, synonymous with pure entertainment. Put your hands together and meet and greet and get ready for a belly laugh. The comedy star of our show, Jackie Sunshine.
Okay, all right, you're beautiful. Hey, good evening, ladies and germs. It's great to be back here at Danny's on the Turnpike. You look like a terrific audience tonight, and I hope you're in the mood to laugh because I am too. It's great to be back here at Danny's. I want to tell you one of my favorite places. I just returned from a smash 2-week engagement down in Atlantic City at the Route 62 diner, where I had a wonderful time, except for the first couple of days. The first couple of days I wasn't feeling good, so I went to the doctor. I said, Doc, it hurts me every time I do this. He said, so don't do that. He said, you ever had it before? I said, yeah. He said, you got it again. Come on, folks, I know you're out there. I can hear you breathing. I said, Doc, what is it? He said, it's $25 a visit. I said, no, Doc, come on, tell me what it is. He said, you're going to need an operation. I said, how much? He said, $25,000. I said, Doc, I can't afford that much. He said, give me $5, I'll touch up the x-ray. Is this mic on? Is this an English-speaking audience? A week before, I went to another doctor. I told him my problem. He said, you don't understand. I'm an animal doctor. I said, Doc, you don't understand. It's not me. It's my wife. I don't want to say my wife is fat, but when she sits around the house, she sits around the house. What's the matter, sir? You don't like comedy?
I just wanted a hamburger.
Yeah? And I just want a couple of laughs, you little pig animal. Come on. Come on. You want to come outside with me, huh?
That's all the time we have, Danny. We've run out of time. We're a little short. Stick Danny out again tonight. Say good night, please.
Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful audience. Thank you very much.
How about that, Jackie Sunshine, ladies and gentlemen? Come on out and take a little crowd. Jackie Sunshine. Wait a minute, Jackie. Come on. Too long. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We're running a little short of time. We're going to have to ask you to pay up and leave because more people are waiting to come in the theater. If you enjoyed yourself, take your friends. Tell your friends. If you haven't, tell us. Driving, drive carefully. The life you save may be your own. And if your wife is driving you to drink, ask her to drive you down here to Danny's. Thank you and good night. Okay, so do you want to pay up very quickly, please?
I didn't get my hamburger.
Bring out his hamburger.
Here's your hamburger.
$25.95.
$25 for what?
There's a minimum, a music charge, and an entertainment charge, sir.
And there's a jacket rental fee, too.
Oh,
Get
yeah,
that,
take
too.
that. And a gratuity, please.
Here's your keys. That'll be $6. Thank you.
$6 for what?
Yeah, I changed your oil.
I didn't ask for my oil to be changed.
It's a courtesy of the house, sir. Come on, now, don't call us that.
Unbelievable guy. That guy is a real troublemaker.
Why, I don't know.
Real troublemaker.
We get all kinds down here, don't we?
Sure do.
You're great tonight.
Thanks a lot. You were pretty good
Oh,
yourself.
sure,
I had a
didn't
couple of jokes, a couple of new ones.
Well, what do you think, Danny?
I don't know. It looks a little slow. I think we ought to close up. I don't think we're going to have a second show tonight.
Trucking Company.
Oh.
Charlton Heston will join us in a moment. First, we have a word from one of our sponsors, then we'll be right back. Our next guest, you all know, he's had more than 35 starring roles in motion pictures. He has an Oscar and numerous international awards. One of the most distinguished members of the motion picture colony. Would you welcome Charlton Heston?
Oh, yeah.
Good seat, huh?
You're served.
You're served. Love 40. I swear, I'm going to start introducing you as a tennis player instead of a motion picture star.
You know,
I picked up a copy of Tennis World today that just came to the house and was thumbing through it, and there you were down at
There you go.
down at Fort Lauderdale when you had the thing for the Motion Picture Relief Fund down there.
And not, 2 weeks ago...
We were down at La Costa
we were down
together.
at La Costa. Yeah.
You play a pretty mean game. I'm not up to your game yet.
Well, we all, of course, what you have to bear in mind, we're all just hackers.
Right.
Compared to the players, none of us can play. I think one of the most important things I've learned playing tennis the last few years and the experience I've had playing with players,
Right.
with the great players, is an appreciation of the levels of the game. Tennis has been exploding over the past 10 years. I think there are, something like 20 million players
It's incredible,
in the country
yeah.
now?
Incredible.
And I think almost all of them imagine there are three levels of the game. Them, the best player in their club, and Rod Laver, you know.
Yeah.
And in
That's the
fact,
top.
there are about 17 levels of
Yeah.
play in the game. And as I'm sure you would agree, the opportunity to be on a court with the likes of Emerson or Smith or
Yeah,
Newcomb or Laver.
we played against Clark Gravener down there, and Emerson and Newcomb were down there that day and stand. It was incredible. It's a lot of fun.
It sure is.
You know, I was thinking of something today, and this may sound kind of weird. I was going down the list today, and I see the names of the people, Lucille Ball, and I said, Charlton Heston. And I wanted to say, you know, you look. This sounds dumb now. You look like Charlton Heston. Now, you know what I mean? The name fits. No, what I'm saying is, the name fits the way you look. You have that commanding presence, and the name Charlton Heston.
Absolutely. He doesn't look like Don Gicho the Owl.
No.
He looks
You
like
see,
Charlton Heston.
if this was Murray.
No, he's not.
Murray. Just think about that for change. Murray Heston. But he looks like his name. Now, think Humphrey Bogart. I was thinking of people. Now, if a guy named Bogart came to the studios, and you didn't know his first name, no one in the world would sit around and say, let's call this fellow who talks like this Humphrey. You say, Sam Bogart?
Yeah.
Bill Bogart? That's what I meant. You don't look like you're... Right, but
Jock.
That's why you look like your name. Now, you look like your name. Battalion, right? Dom.
Dom, yes.
But,
Domenico DeLuise, yes.
But Matthew.
Matthew, no.
Matthew DeLuise. You see, it doesn't work. You see what I mean?
Is that your real name, Johnny Carson?
Yeah.
Well, I must say you look like Johnny
You
Carson.
really do look like
He is Johnny Carson.
I am.
Of course, I mean...
It sounds like a dumb thing, but it's true.
And is Charlton Heston your real name? Absolutely.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
I remember one of the most humiliating and agonizing experiences of my life.
Tell us about it.
In front of all these people. Sure. They are not listening.
They are.
They're lying in bed.
It's nice to hear those moments, you know, because we don't think we think you just part the sea, and you know, I like to hear one of
You
yours.
should see how many tries it took. But I was about 12 years old, and I went to a new school, moved to a new town. And I went in school, and, you know, the teacher calls the roll the first day to connect the names with the faces. And she got to my name, and she's reading. She said, Charlotte Heston. And she said, Charlotte Heston. And she said, where's the little Heston girl?
Now, I can imagine.
I got into 3 fights that day.
And I can imagine how long that must have gone through the school year, because kids at that age can be very cruel without realizing they're cruel.
With realizing.
Yeah. Oh, that's murder. That's murder. I want to ask you something. I mentioned of all the pictures you played in. Your Three Musketeers is now out, and I understand, I understand it's an amazing and a fine
I
picture.
had a marvelous time in it. I'm a great admirer of Dick Lester, and for once I'm not playing one of the main cheeses. I play Cardinal Richelieu, who's the villain, and I had great fun in it.
Back in a costume and in a period picture.
Well,
right?
yeah, I do a lot of that. The unusual thing about Richelieu for me, I've played a lot of historical characters, but Richelieu was the only guy I've played who had a bigger nose than I did, so I got to wear a false nose, which is kind of fun. You know?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. That's true. You see, that's another thing that you can play. You can play that kind of a role. You look the part. When you played Moses in the Ten Commandments, that was believable. And if you'd put a lot of other actors in there, it just wouldn't come off.
When I played Ben-Hur, they never suspected the race was fixed.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there you are, you see.
Do you enjoy doing a lot of actors, I think, would feel uncomfortable doing Roman with the togas and so forth, but you don't feel that way in a 10 because
it is hard, but you have to be a really good actor and a very big actor, which is fortunately what
you have to be commanding.
There are a lot of marvelous actors who are not comfortable, and I suppose maybe therefore not effective in period parts. An offhand example, Steve McQueen is, I think, one of our best actors. Paul Newman's another, but neither of them has ever done...
Now, that's what I mean. You see, if you put Paul Newman in an English wig and had to play an English lord or something, it just wouldn't quite seem right because of the physiognomy of the face or something, and then probably the fact that he feels uncomfortable.
That may be part of it. Yeah. I don't know. But I've done, well, I was trained for that kind of thing. On the stage, I've done a lot of period parts. I suppose it's an odd thought. I guess I've done more period parts than any other actor in the country, which...
Aren't you comfortable, though? I mean, you look very comfortable, and you make us comfortable.
Well, I think it's... A lot of actors are bugged by the wardrobe, you know, but
putting
you've got
on all
the costumes.
Yeah.
And you see them between the takes, they take off as much of the outer part as they can because they can't sit down comfortably in it. But you've got to make it feel like clothes, not wardrobe. This sounds really ridiculous. I'll really get a reputation as a freak. But when I'm doing a period part, I often wear some of it home at night.
Get out of here.
No kidding. No kidding. Swear.
Is that Emmis?
Scout's on it.
No kidding.
I can see you driving down the freeway.
I can't imagine him, saying...
Well, I don't mean the whole bit.
just part of it. Just
like when I played Michelangelo, you can wear the tights and a shirt home at night. And that's
Feels comfortable.
in the first place, Elizabethan wardrobe is some of the greatest wardrobe ever developed.
Who did that wonderful story, and I don't know if it's apocryphal or not, when Victor Mature was doing some gladiator picture, and they went to some bar. They told it on the show. Some other guy...
Oh, with Jim Backus.
Jim Backus.
Oh, yeah.
And they went to some bar, and they had all of the stuff on, with the thing on the helmets and so forth, and they sat down, and the bartender just didn't recognize them because they had all the beards but the helmets and the things hanging. And he looked at him, and Mature looked over and says, "What's wrong? Don't you serve servicemen?" Broke him up. I've got to do this work in Toyota. Toyota. Small car specialist for 40 years. Toyota. We are back. Is that all we have is a minute? I'm sorry we got behind time tonight because some other things I wanted. First of all, I wanted to tell you that the Cagney thing that they did the other night, the American Film Institute was
celebration,
great.
wasn't it?
That was rather an emotional evening because I've never seen that many stars of Hollywood come to an affair like that genuinely for the man.
They didn't come for themselves, they came for Cagney.
A lot of times they go and they say, "Oh, it's exciting, you're going to see each other," but that was great.
Yeah, we were all very happy about that in the American
Did you
Film
ever have a chance to work with him at all on anything?
Never did. He was still working when I first came to Hollywood, but I never had the good luck to work with him, which is my loss.
Yeah.
He's one of our great...
He's retired now, and I have met him a couple of times, and I would never intrude to say, "Come on the show," because he really means what he says, He says...
He doesn't want to.
He doesn't really want the exposure, and he feels uncomfortable with it, and I think that's great when you had that kind of a
But he
career.
was sure marvelous the other night, wasn't he?
A lot of style. A lot of
A lot of style, that's it.
Thank you for coming tonight, Chuck. I hope we meet soon on the tennis court.
Either in front of your microphone or across the net.
Hey,
I
great.
hope so.
Thanks, Chuck. Thank you, Dom.
I'll see you by the hedges. Goodbye.
Tony Newley will be here Monday night, and he will have Miss Greer Garson, Bob Newhart, Florence Henderson, and Dick Martin with him. Thank you for being with us. Good night. I'm humbled by that applause.